Alright guys, so let's shift our focus into the world of the NFL. We had Thursday Night Football on last night with the New England Patriots completely one-siding the game, winning 27-0 over the Houston Texans. Just a complete blemish of a game. Very poor performance by Brock Osweiler, so hopefully in Week 4 they're able to rebound. Today we got a lot of news coming out of the NFL in regards of injuries on if players are going to be suiting up for Sunday's games. We got some of the biggest names like Antonio Gates. He's going to be questionable. He's likely going to be out because he missed practice today. Kind of one of those walkthroughs before they make their trip out to Indy. I think Arian Foster has been ruled out of his game against Cleveland this weekend, and that's going to be the game of the week. Miami Dolphins, the 0-2 Miami Dolphins taking on the 0-2 Cleveland Browns. So if you guys are in those areas, tune into that game because that's the game of the week, everybody. So, but what about roster moves? Roster moves are continuing to be announced, and one of the biggest names today is Austin Seferian-Jenkins. Seferian-Jenkins is back on the good stuff, and that, I guess, is alcohol. The juice that will get you cuffed, booked, and processed. Austin Seferian-Jenkins was arrested for DUI earlier this morning, and now he has been waived by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And honestly, this is something that was going to be coming at some point. Seferian-Jenkins, since being drafted as the first tight end in the second round of the 2014 NFL Draft, has not produced. He has not produced well for this team, and the team really invested a whole lot in him to really step up and have a big factor on this team's offense. Mike Evans is having a much bigger because he's a much better player, I know, but the team was at one point going to get ready to really give him that huge opportunity. Seferian-Jenkins, look at his time over at the University of Washington. Fantastic career. I think he had 6 touchdowns in 2011 as a true freshman. I think he played basketball as well. He won the John Mackey Award in 2013. He was a 2-time second-team All-Pac-12, 2012 and in 2013. It was just a fantastic, college career. There were some rumors going around that, he did get busted a few times for alcohol. I don't know if he missed any games during his time at the University of Washington due to such thing. But coming into the NFL, knowing that's the NFL season, for this recent arrest, knowing that it is the NFL season, I think partying, I think drinking at any point of the entire year should not be allowed, because you got to be at practice, 24/7, trying to better this team, including when your Buccaneers team is 1-1. And if you guys are really going to be contending for a division title this year and even going to the playoffs, like taking on this Carolina Panthers team, I'm not too worried about the Falcons. I'm not too worried about the Saints. Those two teams are just the bottom half of the league, so it's basically neck and neck with Carolina and Tampa Bay. If you're really going to be competing with Tampa Bay, a team that's really on their heels, you got to have everybody on their heels and ready to go. But that means no drinking, that means no partying, that means focused on what's at hand, and that is trying to win a division title, going in and sweeping the playoffs, and going to win a Super Bowl. And Seferian-Jenkins, I respect him as a player, but this was just a bonehead decision. He decided to go out, he had a couple of drinks, he was knocked for DUI, and now he's no longer a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So taking over at the tight end position is going to be, I want to say, Cameron Brate, and none other than, I want to say, if you could give me just a quick second as my computer froze, it's Cameron Brate, and I want to say it's Luke Stalker. Those two tight ends are going to be taking over for Seferian-Jenkins, but what's next for Seferian-Jenkins? Now, that's the ultimate question. He's still an extraordinarily young tight end. He's 23 years old. I think his birthday is about a week, so he's celebrating his birthday week. I think he should have celebrated after it. Going to be 24 this month. What is next for Austin Seferian-Jenkins? Now, tight end is a position that a team really needs. There's a couple of teams out there that have already noted that really needs a tight end. One of them being the Arizona Cardinals. Fells dropped a lot of passes last week against Tampa Bay. Will the Arizona Cardinals take a shot with him? That could be a destination. Some people say the Miami Dolphins could be a possibility. I think those are the only two teams that really stand out. I mean, I'm not really, sure in on who's their tight end? Cameron. I'm not too big on Jordan Cameron out there in Miami. He has been a guy that's not been adapting very well to the offensive playbook. He's been at one point one of the biggest fantasy tight ends, and he completely plunders when the season comes. He's always been hyped up, every single year in fantasy. We had that year with the Browns. after that, nothing has came his way. He's been one of the poor decision in tight ends in fantasy I have ever seen. So maybe, if they want to upgrade and, add a backup, I think that's where Seferian-Jenkins could probably land. He probably won't even be on an NFL roster for the remainder of the year, because this is a big time blemish. And NFL teams take, what the players do outside of the NFL. They have to represent their teams outside when you're even when you're not playing. In the community. When you're at home with your family, you're still representing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he did not set that team straight. So maybe him probably not even playing this year could be a possibility. I mean, do you really want to take a shot with the guy who has been a big ultimate underachiever his entire NFL career? Do you really want to put this kind of a player on a roster? Yeah, he's still 23. He still has room for development. How long is he going to be a developmental player? He's been in the NFL since 2014. He's been in there for 3 seasons now. When's this development going to end? When is he going to be the next, the big shot at tight end? Jimmy Graham has ultimately taken a step back. Antonio Gates is on the way out, and Tony Gonzalez is no longer in the NFL. I mean, Rob Gronkowski, God forbid, that guy can't even stay healthy. And, who's the next tight end to really step up? I mean, guys, you can look at Zach Miller. Can you look at, Jordan Cameron? I don't think so. Zach Ertz could be the guy. The tight ends in the NFL today, finding that consistent enough tight end in the NFL today is very scarce. Dwayne Allen, he has his ups and downs. Eric Ebron has his ups and downs. Trying to find a consistent tight end is a hard thing to find in the National Football League. Am I saying Seferian-Jenkins is a consistent, and good enough tight end? He could be. But with blemishes like this on your record and on your character, it's going to hurt you a whole lot in the NFL. And that's what happened to him today. He's no longer a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. His performance ultimately just sucked throughout the preseason, has sucked during the regular season. This is just something that was willing to happen. I mean, like I said, the Arizona Cardinals could be an option if Fells does not step up. The Dolphins could be an option if Jordan Cameron doesn't step up. I know the Miami Dolphins are even teasing of cutting him during the preseason or on the roster bubble. What else? Could the Eagles take it because Zach Ertz is injured? I think he has a rib injury. There's just there are teams out there for Seferian-Jenkins, but will these teams take a shot with him? That is the ultimate question to get out of this right now.